Okay guys, I did not film an intro for this video that I'm about to show you, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I'm going to be using a lot of new products and I'm going to be trying them on my face and letting you know whether they work for me or not. So stick around and keep watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and primed my eyes with the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour extended eye base, and then I went ahead and set that with the Essence banana powder. So what I'm going to use for eyeshadow today is the Dose of Colors DesixKaty palette called Friendication. I love this packaging. Anything glittery or glitzy is right up my alley. Here are the beautiful shades right here. And I'm not sure if the camera is actually capturing the pigmentation of these shades, but they're just beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes first because I haven't used this palette before. I don't know if there's any fallout, and I really haven't seen many reviews of this palette just yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this shade called Necessary. It's this shade right here in the middle. I'm gonna use a Morphe M433 and I'm gonna place that in my crease. And that's a nice crease shade. I'm just gonna go ahead and build this color up. It does have great pigmentation, but I want to build it up to what I want. That's some pretty good pigmentation, guys. Just looks really nice. It's blending really well. It's a pretty shade too. All right, so now I'm going to go in with, what is this color here? These names are so cute on the back. I have to tell you some of them. One of them is like Jude, Girl Bye, Just a Kiss, Dirty Money. These names are so cute and they are so them. So I'm gonna use this shade called Jude because I really like that name. I'm gonna use this shade right here and I'm gonna go into the crease with the same brush, tap off the excess. Jude is kind of like a, I don't know, like kind of like a milk chocolate brown. I'm just taking it in the crease and I'm kind of going in with my brush just so that I can take it like just deep into the crease. And then I'm blending it. All right, so now I'm going to go in with, I'm going to use this shade Dirty Money. It's this green shade right here. I'm going to use an Anastasia 18 brush. I just recently purchased this brush, guys, and I've used it already once and I love it. I love it to like pack on color. So let me go ahead and put that all over my lid. Ooh, I love this shade. It's like a green shadow with like these little gold specks in it. It's just really beautiful. And I'm not going all the way in. I'm actually going to leave that little space open to put some like highlight in there. But I'm using this just on the lid portion of my eye. My lashes are so wonky today. All right, let me go ahead and do the other eye. This shadow is super pigmented and you don't even have to wet your brush. I'm gonna take Cheens right here. It's this dark chocolate brown. And I'm gonna go ahead and place that just right here on the corner to darken it up. And I'm using a Morphe M330. This is like the perfect brush. It's like a tiny tapered brush to put color right there in the corner. And I am bringing it up a little bit into the middle of the crease, not all the way in. I'm going to go back in with the flat brush by Anastasia, the number 18 brush, and I'm going to put a little bit more of that green, just deposit a little bit more onto the lid. Just right here where I placed that dark chocolate brown. Kind of covered some of it up. I'm going to take the Morphe E27 and I'm just going to blend that upper portion, but I'm going to take a little bit of Necessity that I used in the beginning, and I'm actually going to blend that top portion of my shadow out. So I'm just going to take a little bit on this Morphe E27 right above it, just so that I can blend it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe B19 brush, and I'm going to go in with, what is this? It's Just a Kiss right here. It's this like gold shade, and I'm going to use that right there in the corner where I left it open, just to highlight that inner corner. Let me go ahead and wet my brush because it seems like it's not depositing on my lid very well. Just need a little bit of water to get that pigmentation in there. Now I haven't used it with my finger, so I'm not sure how the pigmentation would be if I just use my finger, but it's hard to put color right in the inner corner with your finger, especially when you have fingernails. All right, that'll work. Okay, we'll actually come back to the palette so we can put color on the bottom lash line. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Laura Mercier foundation primer. I got this as a sample when I purchased my under eye blurring powder from Nordstrom's. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of that all over my face. This is new to me. I don't think I've ever tried a clear primer from Laura Mercier. I think I have used their, I think it's like a tinted primer or something like that, but I've never actually used their clear primer. And it feels like a little tacky, which I don't mind because it'll just help the foundation adhere to my skin a lot better. I've already tried this like twice, but I'm going to use it again today, and it's a Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. I actually bought this at Makeup Forever, and I bought a smaller version of the regular primer because I didn't know if it was going to work for me or not. But I just take like just a tiny bit of it, and then I place it where my pores are. So what I'm going to use for foundation today is I'm going to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in caramel, and I'm also going to use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. I'm going to mix these two together. My friend Jules actually said that she mixes them together and she really, really likes them. So I'm not sure what color I'm going to use first. Let me test these because I have two shades of the Light Illusion. I have shade Tawny and Classic Tan. And I want to see which one works best with the caramel for the NYX foundation. So let me go ahead and test this real quick and I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and use the color Classic Tan in the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, and I'm going to place it with the caramel. I mix these two together and this looks like a shade that's going to work for me. But before I put my foundation, I want to go in with this tinted moisturizer. It's an illuminating tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier, and it is in the shade Golden Radiance. And I want to place that all over my skin just so I can have that little bit of glow. I've never used their tinted moisturizer, so I'm going to use it today. And I'm only going to put a little bit because I'm not sure if a little goes a long way. Ooh, it's pretty. Very glowy, which I love. I'm gonna bring it down my neck. I really like that. It's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two together. I'm just dotting it all over my face. I'm gonna start off with one layer first. So to blend this foundation out, I'm gonna go in with the Total Face Sponge, and I'm using it wet. A YouTuber named Juicy Jazz has used this before and she loves it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it to see how it blends out. I have used it before for concealer, but never for foundation. So I'm gonna blend it out on one side just to see how I like it. And if it doesn't work, then I have a brush that I wanna use. Because I like full coverage. You know, if it's gonna take some of the product away, I don't wanna use it. Now it looks really nice and blended. It looks really good. All right, so I really love the way this sponge works, but I really wanted to use this Sonia Kashuk brush as well. It's like an angled brush. It's from a limited edition set called Gilded brush set. I love the Sonia Kashuk flat top kabuki brush, but I wanted to use this angled flat top brush. It came in a set. It came with like this powder brush, and it came with another brush that I'm going to show you here in a bit. But I just want to see how this is going to work. Ooh, it's really soft. Her brushes are so good. And so are her sponges. Okay, the brush didn't give me as much coverage as I liked with the sponge, so I'm going to use the sponge for the rest of my face, but I still like this brush because it's super soft. If I want to build my foundation up, I'm sure that it'll give me the coverage that I need. So let me go ahead and finish off with the sponge. I'm going to go in with another layer. It's on the back of my hand. I'm just going to dip the sponge in there and just go in with another layer of foundation. Ooh, I really like the way this sponge feels on my face. It's so super soft, but it's not so soft that you can't, you know, press the foundation into the skin. Before I go in with concealer, I'm going to go ahead and take a Q-tip. It's a little bit wet, and go ahead and just kind of line that edge out so where it's not so blotchy. So just like clean it up like that. Right now, my favorite concealer that I've been using is the Magic Away Liquid Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm in the number 6. So I'm going to put this on my under eyes. All right, and then I'm going to go in with the tip of this sponge and just go ahead and blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and use this Tarte Shape Tape in Tan, just on the areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I'm just going to take that sponge, blend it out. Okay, so I did my brows off camera because it's just easier for me, and I went in with the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil by e.l.f. and then I used the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit. Love both of these together. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes. So to set my eyes, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Genius Powder, and I'm using the number 1, and I'm going to use the Morphe M438 brush just to place that on my under eyes. Set all of that in place. Then to set my face, I'm going to go in with the shade number 2 by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the same Genius powder. And I'm using a Sigma tapered face brush, F25, to place that all over. I'm going to go ahead and finish my lower lash line, and I'm going to go in with the Morphe E36, and I'm going to go into that first shade, which was Necessity. I think it says Necessity. Oh, which was Necessary. I hope I haven't been saying Necessity this whole time. I need to wear my glasses. I really do. Okay, let me go ahead and put this on my lower lash line. And I'm not connecting it to that line there. I'm just kind of stopping right here at the corner. Now I'm going to go in with Jude. And I want to smoke this out. So I'm coming down a little bit lower than normal. And then I'm going to go into Cheens. And I'm going to take this a little bit closer to my lash line. Okay, that's it for the eyes. So now I'm going to go into this new Hourglass palette. It's the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked, and it has all these shades in here. beautiful shades. There's some blushes, some highlights, and a bronzer. And I'm gonna go in with the bronzer. I wanna use this Sonia Kashuk powder brush for the bronzer just to kind of put it all over my face. So I'm gonna go in with that bronze color right there. This is the only bronzer in the palette. So I'm just kind of dipping that shadow brush. I'm kind of dipping that powder brush in there and then placing that all over. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. It's a beautiful bronze shade. This bronzer gives a really nice bronze glow to my skin. I really love it. So I want to use a blush from this palette. I'm going to go in with the Morphe E53 and I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's called Mood Flush. It's got this like pinky mauve tone to it. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It is a little bit cooler than what I thought it was going to be, but it's still a gorgeous shade. So I'm going to go over it with this one right here. It's called Nude Glow. I'm going to go ahead and use that same brush and then just go over it. Yeah, that'll work. That Mood blush though is gorgeous, so pretty. Okay, so I'm not going to use any highlights from this palette, but I really love the bronzer and the blushes that I used in it. So I'm going to go in with a new highlighting product that I bought, and it's the Marc Jacobs Gilty highlighter. Look at this packaging, y'all. Is that not gorgeous or what? So here's the highlighter, and I'm going to use, I just had a cough attack, y'all. I don't know what it is. Something is making me cough. So I purchased the Anastasia A23 highlighting brush. I have seen so many people use this on YouTube, and I finally decided to purchase it so that I can see what the hype was all about. So I'm gonna use it today, and I'm dipping it into the Gilty highlighter, tapping off the excess, and wow. Ooh, that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. It's so creamy too. Look at that highlight, guys. I'm gonna put a little bit here, and then a little bit on my nose, and a little bit on my cupid bow. Wow, I love the look of this highlighter. It's so gorgeous. And this brush, it's phenomenal. It puts just the right amount of highlight on the top of your cheekbones. Okay, before I do my lips and my bottom lash line mascara, I'm gonna use the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist. I really love this stuff. So I'm gonna use this to set my makeup. All right, so now I'm gonna do my lips. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Full Scale Rust. And then I'm gonna use the Bite Beauty Salted Caramel Lip Gloss on top of that. I went ahead and put the Matte Giga Blush on my bottom lash line, and I also used the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on the top lashes. So this is actually the finished look. I really like it. I really like the way it came out. So let me go ahead and do something with my hair, and I'll be back to give you my thoughts on all these new products. Okay guys, I'm back. I am going to go over just the new products that I used today. I'm not gonna go over any of the stuff that I have already either used before or actually showed you before. So it's just going to be stuff that I have used today that's new. And then I'm also going to give you my thoughts on how this combination of foundation worked for me on my skin. Okay, so let me go ahead and start with the highlighting brush. I absolutely love this brush now. It distributed the highlights so well. I am so happy that I finally got on the bandwagon with this brush and purchased it, because I truly love the way it put that highlighter on the top of my cheekbones and everywhere else I placed the highlighter. The next brush is the Anastasia 18. This brush is so good for packing on product. Like I said, I have used it one other time, and I really love it. I love how it just places that product on there, and it does a really good job of helping spread that product onto the eyelids. If you're looking for a brush to pack on color on the lid and that does it so well, this Anastasia 18 brush is fantastic for it. Okay, the DesixKaty Dose of Colors Friendication palette. This palette is gorgeous. Every shadow that I used today worked so well on the eyelid. I love the way this eye look came out. I love this color green. It's just so beautiful, and it's perfect for like fall. It's got that really beautiful olive green with some gold specks in it. It's just really gorgeous, and it went on so nicely without having to wet my brush. So I really appreciate that. And I can't wait to use these two shades here. I'm so happy that this worked for me. The mattes in this palette that I used, they were very easy to blend, and they look really nice on the eyes. The color pigmentation is there. It's just really nice. Now I will say that this gold shade, which shade was that? It's the Just a Kiss shade. I did have to wet my brush a little bit to get some pigmentation. I'm gonna go ahead and rub my finger in there and see what it does. Look at that pigmentation with my finger. I want to go ahead and try it with my finger next time that I use this palette, because it came off really well on the back of my hand. So anyway, beautiful palette, love it. I did buy their previous collection, loved it. So yeah, they did really well with this product. So the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating. This moisturizer went on really nicely. It gave me like this really subtle kind of glow. It looks so pretty on the skin. And I would say that if you don't have any kind of, you know, problems with your skin, that this tinted moisturizer would look beautiful on you, because it just has that really pretty glow, like that sunlit glow. So far, I really like this. I don't know how well it's gonna stand up with my foundation that I put on today, but we'll see. I'm gonna wear this for a little bit, so I'll let you guys know in the description box whether it worked or not. I really hope that this product works for me. Okay, so let me talk about the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in Flower Light Illusion foundation. I did mix these because my friend Jules said that she's done it and she really liked how it came out. So I went ahead and did it today. I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. I think my skin looks nice and glowy, but not too glowy. The Light Illusion is a more of a glow foundation, and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop is more of a semi-matte. So these two together just really came off beautifully. I'm hoping that this combination will give me some longevity throughout the evening. But yeah, I really like this. Thank you, Jules, so much for recommending this. And it looks really pretty on the skin. Total Face Sponge by e.l.f. This sponge is so freaking soft, but it doesn't affect the way the foundation goes on. You know how you have some sponges that are way too soft and they're kind of like squishing in? Well, this one actually pounces that foundation right into the skin, and I really like the finish of the foundation with this sponge. So yeah, this is a plus for me. And also I like the little point here. You can get right in there with your concealer. So yeah, I really like this sponge so far. I wanted to mention these brushes from Sonia Kashuk. It's from the Gilded collection. These brushes were actually on sale at Target and I picked them up, but I didn't get to use the brush that I wanted to show you guys with the Laura Mercier Glow. I was gonna use the Glow powder today and I didn't use it, so I forgot. But anyway, I wanted to show you this brush here that came in that collection. This brush looks exactly like the brush that Laura Mercier came out with when they came out with their Glow powder, and it looks exactly like it. So I wanted to use it today. Unfortunately, I forgot, so I'm gonna have to use this in another tutorial. But this brush here for the bronzer works so beautifully with that bronzer that I'm about to talk about. And then this foundation brush, it's very soft. Might have been too soft that it didn't like give me enough coverage with the foundation, but I'm sure that if I build it up, it'll be fine. It's not as dense as this brush here, but it still seems like it would be a good brush as long as I maybe get a little bit of the foundation little by little and build it up. But I'm gonna still keep using this just to try it out and see if it works. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I did not do an intro, and I also want to mention that for some odd reason, the other half of the video cut off from the SD card. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, I just want to mention two more products that I was going to talk about and I didn't get to because it cut off. So I want to mention the Hourglass Unedited palette. This palette is what I used in the video, and I used this bronzer, which I absolutely loved. I have it on today, as a matter of fact. I used it again today for this tutorial. But I also love the 2 shades of blushes that I used in that video. They came off really beautiful, and they're just the right amount of pigmentation. It's not too much. This was a great buy, and you get so much. You get 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a few highlights in there. So this worked for me really well. The next thing I want to mention is this Marc Jacobs highlighter in Gilty. This is a beautiful gold highlight with some kind of like, it has a little bit like pink in there. I have it on today as well. I did use it again for this tutorial that I'm going to be posting soon. But yeah, this is phenomenal. I love this product, and it goes on so creamy, and it's just like the perfect highlight. It's just so beautiful. So I really like this highlight. So yeah, that's the end of my first impressions or my review and thoughts of those products that I showed you. I'm so sorry that I had to kind of cut it up and add this to it. I really did not want to do that. I thought that I was filming, so it happens. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.